minute, just make sure that I'm live. Ready to get started on one of my favorite RPGs of all time. Hold up. I've already screwed this up. Yeah, I think I've already screwed this up. 1 second. Pretty sure I want to load it from here. Yeah, so... I'm going to carry over my data from the first time I played this game. Really late. I got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today, too. Chair's gone traveling around the kingdom on some kind of training. I'm so bored. Practice with my staff a bit before dinner. Hey, home. Daddy. Sorry to keep you waiting, Estelle. Take good care of the house while I was away? Of course I did. Run into any trouble, Daddy? You didn't get hurt by fighting the bad monsters, did you? Nope, I'm fit as a fiddle. Reminds me, though. I brought you a present. Really? What kind of present? New fishing pole? Sneakers? Something for my training? Maybe I raised you wrong, Estelle. Your little girl's supposed to like clothes and jewelry. Pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. Jewelry breaks when you play outside with it on. Anyway, Daddy, what's with the big blanket? Is that my present? You're a sharp one. You come have a look. Huh? Well, here you are. Handsome boy, don't you think? What? He's my present a boy. Such a fuss or you'll wake him up. Up? He's still alive? I'm dead if you ask me. Treated his wounds, but he should be in stable condition. In the meantime, however, I'll let him rest. I'll put him to bed, so you wouldn't mind heating up a kettle of water on the stove. I'd appreciate it. Okay. Sure sleeps soundly. Same age as me. I've never seen black hair like that, too. Really does have a nice head of dark hair. A pair of amber eyes to go with it. That's nice and all, but how about you come clean and fess up? Fess up? Yeah, who's this kid anyway? Why is he hurt? You bring him to our house. Is he a illegitimate child or something? Betray mommy? These kind of words. Without from Scheherazade, I assume. Yep, that's right. Sake. Girl's gonna get me into trouble one of these days with all her nonsense. Actually, I met this boy while I was out on business. Don't even know his name. You mean bracer business? Something like that. Oh, look. Huh? Waking up. Oh, his eyes really are the color of amber. Where am I? You're awake now, are you? Welcome to my humble home. You'll be safe here, so please try to rest. Trying to pull. Huh? Just be out of your mind. You just leave me there to die. Why? There's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things just worked out that way work for you? Toy with me, Cassius Wright. Any idea how you could, what you've gotten yourself involved in? Hey! You're shouting a lot for someone who's supposed to be hurt. Your mouth like that is just gonna make it take longer for your body to heal. Just who are you supposed to be? I'm Estelle. Estelle Bright. She's my daughter. Don't you remember me telling you that I have a daughter your age? Did you mention it? Wait a minute, don't try to change the sub... Ow! Quit yelling. Alright already. Jumping on me isn't gonna make me heal any faster either. I don't hear you yelling again, do I? Jumping on me like that is just gonna make things worse. Do I hear... Y-E-L-L-I-N-G? Never mind. Just forget it. As a word of advice, it would be wise not to argue with Estelle while you're in this house. Even I wouldn't stand a chance if I made her mad enough. I can see that. By the way, Forgetting something? Huh? Your name. Oh, that thing that people call you? I told you mine already, so why don't you think it's unfair and impolite not to tell me yours? Seems like the logical thing to do if you ask me. Trying to hide it now would only serve to your detriment. Fine. My name is... God, I love this game. It's so bright in here. Slept like a rock. Must mean it's Dad's turn to cook this morning. It means Joshua's still in bed. No. Well, better get myself ready then, too. Nice, Joshua. Bravo. Morning, Estelle. Hope I didn't wake you. Nah, I was already up when I heard you start to play. Can't believe how awake you are, though. Even the roosters still have bags under their eyes. Not to my mind, with that siren song of yours gently lulling this beautiful woman from her slumber. What do you mean, woman? The same age, and I'm hardly a man. How wrong you are, Joshua. We'll be the same age, but I'm clearly the woman of the house. That makes you something like my loyal follower, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, how fortunate for you. You at least try to sound a tiny bit sincere. Really is a nice tune, though. Cheerful, yet somehow wistful. I like your other songs too, but this one's my favorite. What's it called again? The Whereabouts of Light. That's right, The Whereabouts of Light. I wish I could play the harmonica like you, Joshua. Apparently it's a lot harder than it looks. I know what it takes to use a staff. I think the harmonica is much easier. It's really just a matter of concentration. Probably right. Because my problem is that I just don't do something that uses my whole body. I start to feel drowsy. Okay, playing the harmonica is fine and all, but I'm getting some exercise too. All your hobbies are sitting around kind of stuff like reading and music. A girl's gonna be impressed with just that. Excuse me for being unpopular with the ladies. Well, I feel I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. You know, what kind of boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and a fetish for sports shoes? That's enough talk about hobbies for now. And for your information, I graduated from bug collecting a long time ago. Really? I'll believe it when I stop finding beetles in the hallway. Hey, Stell, Joshua. Morning, Dad. Morning, Dad. Is breakfast ready? Ready and waiting. Why don't both of you hurry on down before it gets cold? Okay, I'm on my way. Thanks for the grub, Dad. I'm semi-stuffed. Are you eating or inhaling, Estelle? People say kids who eat and sleep a lot grow a lot. Well, make sure you get enough to eat. Don't forget to pour that energy into your work, too. It reminds me, you are finishing up your training at the guild today, aren't you? Right? There'll be a review of everything we learned up to this point. Once we finish, we'll be bracers just like you, Dad. I'm not gonna let you treat me like a kid anymore, either. You still lack understanding, Estelle. You'll only be a junior bracer in the beginning. In other words, a trainee. You want to be treated like an adult, work extra hard in your training to become a fully fledged bracer. I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Just you watch and see what I'm capable of, Dad. It's accessible, and it won't be long before I pass you, too. That's the spirit. See what you're made of, then, shall we? It's not to start a rivalry here, you two. Estelle, keep your focus on the task at hand. We'll have a test later on today, remember? Huh? Wait, what test? Please tell me you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. You know, the one at Kishkeswada and that we mastered the skills we've been learning and training? Don't you remember Shara saying that if we failed, we'd be stuck with a ton of extra homework? Crap. Totally forgot. Now you mention it, I guess I kind of remember her saying something like that. Don't sweat it. I'm sure we'll manage somehow or other. Honestly, don't know how you survived this long, Estelle. Your brain is like a sieve? Oh, but it's sad. Could any child of mine end up with such a careless, over-optimistic personality? You're the one who raised me, so I definitely got it from you. Sorry, the two of you act so much alike, but whatever. I'll probably head over to the guild soon, Estelle. Cher's gonna be waiting there for us. Sounds like a plan. Oh, how crazy scary she gets when someone keeps her waiting. Oh, before I forget, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. Is there anything in particular you'd like to eat, Dad? Any requests? Something I'd like to eat, huh? How about Rowan stout scallop fish in a balsamic vinegar and sauce? What's that? I think that's a little more than Estelle's cooking skills can handle, or our stomachs. You're right. Just want to see what kind of reaction it can get. I'll have the usual fried fish and omelet. If for anything fancy, do try to make something edible. How rude. I can't actually say he's wrong. Actually, I do have one favor to ask before you head out. I'd like you to pick up the copy of Liberal News from the General Goods Store. Must be getting the latest edition in today. Got it. One copy of Liberal News from the General Goods Store. If there's any money left over, you can have it as your allowance. For that means no wasteful spending. Alright, thanks, Dad. Okay, we're heading out now. See you later, Dad. Work hard and give Charizard my regards. Okay. See if I actually remember how to play. I know the first thing I had to do. Go ahead and put those on. And I think there's a couple items I want to at least have on. I think it's yeah, this one. Basically makes it so we never take any status effects, which is pretty good. And then we'll take the Gladiator Belt, which is automatic auto CP up. And then there we go. We're gonna be cheating a little bit, but we don't play this for the gameplay, we play for the story. I might not want to mess with this yet because the game is gonna kind of give us a tutorial on how to use all that. Alright, and so we'll head into our first town. Let's see if I can find the button. I'm pretty sure there's a way I can actually start running. Okay, so we're going to Relent first. Oh, I can kind of hit Alt to go a little faster. So we made good time. Not too early or too late either. Barely graduated from Sunday school. Never dreamed you had to study so hard to become bracers. Oh, you're in luck. Today's our last day of training. You'd be told, though, you're the one who signed us up to be a bracer in the first place. I don't know why you'd expect to get away with any less effort. Oh yeah, I guess I did. Alright then, let's get to it and make it the last hazing from Shara. You look ready to me. Go meet Shara at the Bracer Guild over there then. There you two are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Good morning, Ina. Good morning. Is Shara here already? Yeah, she's waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll be recognized as members of the Bracer Guild. Good luck to the both of you. Thanks. Do our best. Star and the Hangman. The Hermit and the Magician. Last of all, inversion through the Wheel of Fortune. Difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Morning, Shara. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua, it's a rare occasion for the both of you to show up so early. Since it's my last day of training, I figure why not? I may get this show on the road and become a bracer myself. I give you credit for your enthusiasm. And I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of to make sure the high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. Hope you're ready. I feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. Training is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head instead of letting it dribble out of your ears like it usually does. Joshua, Shara's picking on me. Don't worry, Shara. While Estelle may hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, acts rationally, is overly naive, and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything. Her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an ornament with some practice. Eventually. Probably. There's just not much I can do except hope for the best. Hold on a second, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me. That's odd. I'm positive I described all your best traits accurately. Whatever. By the way, Shara, what are you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face is really intent. Oh, this? Just trying to get a vague reading of what might happen in the near future. Fortunately, I don't seem to be in the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. Read the cards? That's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult to become to interpret. That's not important now. It's time we start your final training. I'll give you a brief rundown of all the information we covered in your previous training. The the minimum level of knowledge that bracers should have in order to function effectively. Estelle, make sure you pay attention, especially close to what I'm going to say. Yeah. Orbments are mechanical devices which operate by using what is known as orbital energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on the structure and type of quartz caused a septum installed. So it only been about 50 years since their invention. These devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from lights, heaters, and everyday products to wagons, magic, and even airships. The connection to this technological reform is commonly known as the Orbital Revolution. Bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect civilians and maintain the stability of their respective regions. They aided the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items, and escorting goods and people. The Bracer Guild, which is an established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of the bracers in each region. And then finally, the Kingdom. The Kingdom of Liberl, which we live, sits in the western half of the Zemarian continent, bound with nature and deep-rooted traditions. Liberl is proud to be one of the leading producers of septum on the continent and is known for its high-level technology used to develop orbments. Liberl technology is also a key pillar of support for Liberl in protecting its independence as it's contended with neighboring nations. Hello on holiday, now cabining in the woods? Nice! Hope you're enjoying your vacation. Or your holiday. 10 years ago, when Liberl was invaded by the Erebonian Empire, it was the use of orbital-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberl enjoys peace. Okay, so that's all the information you can tell us now. Let's see. You've got a mountain of stuff to do today. I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. We're going to speed things up now and move to the practical portion of your training. Sheriff, how was today's practical training any different from the training we've done before? This is practical. That means you'll be experiencing things firsthand. I'm going to have the both of you run through everything as if this were a real bracer job. But what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at the desk involved? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time you'll have to go out and make a physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure to have worked up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes, that's seriously just what the doctor ordered. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tush parked at a desk. Guess I got all worried for nothing. Suddenly you're all bright and cheerful, Estelle. Hope that smile of yours on your face lasts into the day's training. Okay, let's get cracking your first objective, shall we? Let's have it. The first objective will be to confirm the details of the job you're performing. Before that, there's something we need to give to both of you. Kinda. Are they ready? Yes, they are. Alright, you two. Do one for each of yourselves. Okay? I actually just got done with a vacation myself. Took a week off. That was enjoyable. I needed it. These are very important, so make sure not to lose them. See, Bracer Notebook. Bracer Notebooks serve as an official way to record the status of your current jobs. Also, anything you may hear or anything you may find or wear, and the trivial things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Understood. Crap, this is gonna sound like a pain. Oh? Please tell me it was my ears playing tricks on me, but I swear I only got one response. I'm sure there were two. Being an accurate account of events is an important duty for all bracers. So get with the program and stop trying to make this out more to me than what it really is, Estelle. Okay, I got it. What should you do? Right then, let's begin. Look over by the door. See, there's a bulletin board standing there. Tried Durian for the first time? Not too bad, quite honestly. Isn't that the one that, apparently stinks real bad or something? I heard it's really good, but just the smell is terrible. First, I want you to go and check the job description posted there. The bulletin board is... Okay, yeah, this is just tutorial stuff. Okay, this training will involve searching the sewers beneath Roulette and bring back the contents of the chest. These shares are for details. Okay, I don't need to read the green text. I got it. Very good. Looks like you were able to see what was posted without any trouble. And the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions a bracer can performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for bracers. And all this talk about duty is really starting to cramp my style. I'm sure there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a bracer calls for much more than someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. just have to be more motivated. Is that so? Had a change of heart, have you? Betcha. Well, before all that motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Melder's Orbital Factory and learning about how to use its services. He's gracious taking time in his work schedule to explain things, so make sure that you're on your best behavior. Okay? I'm gonna have to try it someday. That's all I've heard is like it just smells real bad, but everyone says it's really good. Here's where you'll learn how to use an Orbital Factory's services. In Orbital Factory, you modify your orbits and synthesize support quartz in order to use orbital parts. Parts have a wide range of effects, if mastered, can be extremely helpful. Racer business is a pretty risky occupation, so the guild has a long-standing relationship with these Orbital Factories. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert. Mr. Melders, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here? No problem, leave everything to me. What is it you'd like to know about? Orbments are mechanical devices that exhibit an array of effects throughout the installation of various types of quartz. By definition, that means that lights, airship engines, and so on are also types of orbments. However, the ones we'll be discussing today are battle orbments, which enhance the user's physical abilities and make it possible to use magic. As each orbment is adjusted to match the owner's personal aptitude, the structures for these devices also differ for each owner. Simply put, the shape of the fixed elemental slots and lines which connect them vary. At any rate, that's the layman's explanation. In order to install quartz, you must have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be open at an Orbital Factory like this. Take a fair amount of septum, too. EP, which is needed for magic, also sees a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. What would you like to know about? I'm just gonna leave, I kind of already know all this stuff. It looks like Mr. Melders has answered all your questions. If there's nothing else, then I'd like you both to try to use the services here. For that, you're gonna need some septum. This is about you should be able to synthesize a few quartz, and I want you first by making an elemental quartz that will work with each of your particular orbments. In your case, Estelle, any elemental quartz is okay, but for Joshua, it has to be a time elemental quartz. Normally at a shop, you'll be able to exchange Sarah for Mira, but with this training, you will not be able to use this service. Okay. Now, technically, I kind of already have that stuff, but I think I have to buy them anyway. We have to come over here. We already have all the slots maxed out, so I think we need to get at least one action, and we'll grab HP 1. Now we come over to orbits. We'll do Joshua's because his is a bit more complicated, only because he has a couple things. I think we obviously put that on there, and then we have to do another time quartz, which I might do time to cast arts has greatly decreased. It should help us out tremendously. EP3. I could make it so we don't have any encounters. I think that works for right now. And hers is a bit weird. So one of the things I want to do is we're gonna put HP3 on her, and then I think maybe impede. I think that works. We'll have access to a lot of different spells. Oh, you're finished selling your quartz, have you? You both recovering an attack art setup. It appears you won't need any more instructions from me on how to do this task. Balance your arts out between each other. You've done here should make dealing with monsters much easier. Additionally, your bracer notebooks contain the information which quartz allows you to use which arts. I'd like you to use more powerful arts. Check out the arts and quartz charts in your bracer notebooks and find something that works for you. This concludes your training here at the Oracle Factory. It's time to move on what you've been waiting for, the qualification test. Pardon? You say test? You can't honestly tell me you forgot about the test again, can you? Didn't I remind you just this morning? Since you mentioned it, I vaguely remember some sort of talk along those lines at the breakfast table. Because I fear the future of your Bracer, for the Bracer Guild and humanity. Well, no sense worrying about it now. Let's head over to the testing area. I mean, like now? I don't know if I'm ready for it. But a little like yapping and a little more walking. Joshua, help me. Mr. Melders, Freddy, thank you for all your help. Don't mention it, and good luck with that test of yours. I'll be rooting for you. I'm going to remember that you left me high and dry like this, Joshua. All your training has finally come down to this. The qualification test will begin here. I expect to see you both what you've learned up to this. I expect to see you both use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. What's wrong, Estelle? Share? Now, I was kind of wondering, but is there not going to be a paper test or something? Cassius dropped you on your head as a child or something? You just read what was on the bulletin board not that long ago, right? Yeah, and I even made you jot down what you read in their bracer notebooks, unless you forgot that too. Pretty sure the job listing mentioned something for in retrieving an item from the sewers. You need any bells yet? Relief. Oh, divine adios. I give thanks for thee for an infinite grace and bestowing upon us such wonderful gifts as sewers. What you're really saying is that you thought it was a paper test. I'm wondering you were acting all crazy back at the Oracle Factory. I can already feel the nostalgia. All those horrible days stuck in the classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed. I'm really starting to wonder if we'll ever be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? You have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things. Alright, that's enough jabbering, you two. It's supposed to be a test, so how about the both of you try to look at least a little anxious? Just so you know, though, if you happen to flunk this test, you don't even want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for the both of you. We'll be fine. Tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. You're so confident. How about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the results of your test? Anyway, as you both saw on the bulletin board, the test will be a search conducted in the Roland sewers. Your objective is to retrieve the contents of the chest that has been placed somewhere within that area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there are real, living, breathing monsters down there. If you get careless and let your guard down, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget. This is book full. Called the Monster Guide. Used to record information about monsters and opponents. Even booked to do some canoeing tomorrow along the lake and heading for the city on Thursday. Nice. That's kind of what, we enjoyed our week. We did a couple things. Like, there's like an amusement park that was over by the lake that we went to. That was fun. I don't want to go back. Whether you figured out an enemy's attributes, you should make an immediate note of it in there. Like, pretty straightforward to me. You controls the flow of information, controls the tide of battle, right? Exactly what I'm saying. You've got a good head on your shoulders, Joshua. Pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tip, Shara. Put it to good use. Right then, let's get pumped and knock out this test. Don't forget though, this is an exam. You can be treated as such. Appears to be a recovery point set up over there. It's usually where HP and EP become low before engaging you for the battles. Orbit charging stations are recovery points set up in dangerous areas. As a recovery point is approached, an exclamation mark will appear, and two choices will be displayed by pressing OK. Okay, you will probably not need to use that at all, because this area is going to be a joke. It was actually a little bit of a challenge when I first did it. Careful not to let them take advantage of your blind side. Got it. Monsters cannot be seen from far away. They'll become visible as you approach them. Conditions at the start of the battle will change depending on how the monsters engage. Engaging an enemy from behind is advantageous, while being attacked from the enemy from behind is disadvantageous. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of halfway tempted to actually put that one thing on that will make encounters not happen. Here's some more. Hitting on the enemy, some physical attacks may be ineffective. So arts, not physical attacks. Okay. Arts are effective against enemies who are good at avoiding physical attacks. Arts can also make long-range attacks possible but require time to cast. EP is consumed when arts are used. It can be recovered by resting at inns, hotels, and other charge stations of items. Got it. The only thing, it might actually break the tutorial because you're meant to do these fights. But outside of that, see, Red Dead Redemption is getting re-released with Undead Nightmares? Like, just the first one, right? I don't think I've been wanting to go back and play that. But since crafts and other effects besides like just dealing out damage or looking shot. Crafts have limited range limits that can be utilized instantly. CP is gained by dealing out and receiving damage in battle. Okay. So now it's trying to teach us to use these. Which can be pretty useful. We got strength increase, temporary focus energy to on itself, hurricane, comet, which I forget what penetrate does. Impede is actually very useful. You're not funny. You're not funny. You know, you're not funny. I'm not gonna humor your joke. It's not funny.
Alright, we're good to go.
This is empty because of you. Nice work, hero. Chests are sarcastic. What a surprise, another creepy thing. There's an easy way to take care of them. One blow using S-Craft or S-Break should do the trick. Just about any enemy catches their CP has to be at least 100 to pull one off one of those moves. These devastating attacks can only be unleashed with the CP gauges above 100. S-Breaks are actions which allows S-Crafts to be immediately unleashed while ignoring the battle order. S-Crafts are unleashed as S-Breaks can be... Okay, got it. Do that. Hit one, and then we can.
You're finished. good
I
to
actually
go.
have to double check if those are their best abilities. Okay, an extended, more powerful version of Pummel, so that's fine. Sever. This hits all, so that is actually better. Okay, cool. It's a treasure chest for after, huh? Made it this far, the rest is gonna be a piece of cake. Looks like we got a little breathing room at least. So pay close attention to our battle order this time. There should be a number of ways to get more mileage out of our actions. During battle, there are several bonuses which will be allotted to turns. Turn bonuses are the same effect regardless of whether they are allotted to any ally or foe. Use S breaks to ignore the battle order and make it so you can jump in and strip an enemy of their turn bonus. Okay, so if anything, we want to kill this guy first. And we completely whiffed, which is great. Fine, we'll do this. And that spell is gonna hit nobody. Fantastic. Gotta be honest, I don't remember much of the first game. I knew I played it. I don't know if I actually got too far. Let's do that. No dying. You're not allowed to die.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Alright. Found a small box. That's weird. There's a couple of boxes inside the treasure chest. The fact there isn't just one, but two is kind of interesting too. Or what's inside? Remember, Estelle, our mission is to search and retrieve only. Pretty sure looking inside those boxes don't fall our mission objective. No fun at all, Joshua. Nothing to do with our mission. What I call good, honest curiosity. You know, we're the only ones down here. We can get away with a teeny weensy peek, right? If you like flunking today's test, then by all means, be my guest. Did you say the F word? Yep, opening one of those boxes could result in an automatic fail for the both of us. As for a real job, the contents of those boxes would belong to the client. As long as they were nothing illegal, we had no right to open them. No, you're right, Joshua. I just can't help myself. You absolutely have to know what's inside. Why not ask Miss Cher when we get back? For now, we need to focus on getting out of here. I know, right? What if it was something illegal? By looking inside the chest again, you flunk. Just kidding. Okay, so now we just need to leave. Stop by the rest station here. Drop a quick save. Good work, you two. As a rule of training, I'm going to need to confirm the items in your possession. Yep, they're the real deal, alright. Don't see any evidence of tampering either. It's a close one. Figured she'd try to set us up like that. Congratulations to the both of you. You successfully passed your qualification test. You really didn't think something as simple would be a problem for us, did you? So, Shara, what's in those boxes you had us get? It's for me to know and you to find out, after your training is finished. Enough chit-chat for now. Let's get back to work. You still have some things left to do. Seriously? Didn't you just say we passed the test? You still have to learn about how to report the results of your work. Aware that you're both tired, but there's no time to shirk your duties. Let's get back to the guild. This day is going to be over. Well, no sense giving up when the finish line is in sight. Agreed. Since we're within reaching the distance of our goal. You're final training is about how to report to the guild. Whenever you finish a job, it is your duty to report the results of your work to the guild. Reporting how you resolved the situation and steps you took to get there are all part of your job as a bracer. Report your results to the front desk at each guild branch. You already know by now, Aina is in charge of here at the Relent branch. This is where you'll get paid for your work. Look forward to seeing great things from both of you. Now that you're here, why don't you go ahead and report the results of today's training? Report to the count. Okay, got it. Got it. Just go with this. Good job, you two. Seems like you're able to complete your objective without running into any major problems. Another thing to take note of is that depending on how you handle a job, you'll see an increase or decrease in the amount of pay you receive. If you report the results of your work to the guild, pay in the form of Mira isn't the only thing you will receive. You'll also accumulate points which are known as BP, Bracer Points. BP are an indication of your achievements as a bracer. If these points exceed a certain value, you'll advance in rank as a bracer and be rewarded with a piece of special equipment by the guild. The rank of a junior bracer starts at 9 and go all the way up to 1. Please set your sights on becoming a first rank and work hard. The amount of Mira and BP you receive will also be recorded in the bracer notebook. Please have a look sometime later on. All that's left now is to finalize your training. Head back upstairs, shall we? Talk to you later, Aina, and sorry for putting more work on your plate today than usual. Don't worry about it. Training new bracers is important for the future of the guild. I fully intend to work these two to the bone in any case. To the bone? Knowing Shara, it'll involve the whip. Let me say it again. Good work, you two. You are now officially completed the entire training course. For now, you will be learning from your own real-world experience. Well then, Charizard holds out the two small boxes. Those boxes, the ones... In answer to your question, yes, these are the boxes you retrieved during today's test. You seem awfully curious to find out what's inside Estelle. Are you saying it's okay if we open them? That's right. Why don't you both have a look and see what's inside? Sweet. Alright, let's have a look. Estelle and Joshua will open the boxes. Receive Junior Bracer Emblem. This crest is... Does that mean that we're... Estelle Bright, Joshua Bright. Beginning this day at 1500 hours, you are hereby appointed to Junior Bracers within the Bracer Guild. From here on, you will work as members of the Bracer Guild to support the livelihood of those around you, defend peace, and uphold justice. Congratulations, you two. Welcome into the fold. You hear that, Joshua? You've become members of the Bracer Guild. I'm a Bracer now, huh? I think the realization is only just now beginning to sink in. Come on, Joshua. You should be jumping for joy or running around and screaming at the top of your lungs like this. Look at us now, world! We did it! I was happy until you made my eardrums bleed. I hate to interrupt the celebrations, Estelle, but I need to take off now. I have some backed-up work that needs my immediate attention. Understand. You're spending a lot of extra hours working with us during the busy time for the guild. Before you head out, Shara, just wanted to say thanks. Likewise. Appreciate all the trouble you've gone through for us, Shara. Don't mention it. Being new recruits is one of the Bracer's many duties. Believe it or not, I was once in your shoes a long time ago when your father Cassius trained me. That's why you have so much respect for my dad, huh? There's actually much more to it than that, but I'll save that conversation for another day. As for the both of you, work hard to become full-fledged bracers early on, so you can help guide those new recruits who come after yourselves. And in time, I hope you'll see both become respectable bracers. It's like your father. Anyway, I leave you with that thought. I just don't get it. What? This is Charizard, aka the Silver Streak, the most skilled young bracers we're talking about. So why is it she holds Dad in such high esteem? It just seems like a nothing more than a no-good middle-aged man who's always out doing who knows what instead of being a father.
God damn!
Yeah, she's absolutely mean.
She's mean!
A no-good middle-aged man, huh? From your viewpoint, it doesn't come as a surprise that you'd see him in that fashion. Huh? Never mind. Let's hurry and get home. Yeah, her dad has ended up being like a fucking major part of the world. Like #1 spy.
What a deadbeat.
And she's like, yeah, he's a piece of shit.
He's my dad.
Should let Dad know we're qualified as junior bracers. Right. I don't think there's anything there for us to pick up. We do have to pick up a newspaper from the... Come on. Wait for me, Luke. Huh? Oh, it's you two. Oh, great, it's Estelle. There, Joshua. Okay, you little twerp, what's with the Ogren's Stell remark? What's the big hurry? How about telling us where you're headed? You're not thinking about wandering out of town alone, are you? The road's full of monsters, I hope you know. You're such a pest, Estelle. Don't you know there's no room for girls to be sticking their big fat noses in boys' business? You're acting like you're a bracer, you wannabe. How wrong you are, Luke. How incredibly wrong. You're more wrong than a fool who thinks there's better tasting milk in Liberal than the milk that comes from Frizzell Farm. What? No way. You're full of it, Estelle. In fact, like just a few minutes ago, we qualified to become real bracers. You hearing what I'm saying? Real bracers. More like bracers in training, really. Do you think you're getting on your high horse? I don't think you should be getting on your high horse just yet, Estelle. Oh, high pony, on the other hand. Being a killjoy. You two are great. I'm so happy for the both of you. Oh, Pat, you're such a good little boy. Unlike a smart aleck and cynical brat you call a friend. It's unfair. I was supposed to become a bracer first. Except Joshua becoming a bracer before me. We can pass it by the likes of Estelle? What's the likes of Estelle supposed to mean? So you know, you can't even be a bracer till you're 16 years old, get it? Only mature people can be allowed. That means no little kids who are still going to Sunday school. I don't know how I should put this, Estelle, but Sunday school is dying to have you back. Better watch out, Estelle. I'm going to go train in my secret base. Before you know it, I'm going to be a bracer too. Come on, Pat, let's go. Alright, I'm coming. See you later, Estelle. Bye, Joshua. Boy, Luke, he's trying to pick a fight with me. Maybe plain hates me or something. Rather, I think it's the exact opposite. What do you mean by that? Don't worry about it. It's just a boy thing. At any rate, what do you think Luke meant when he said secret base? I don't know why, but somehow it makes me a bit curious. You know exactly what you mean. A secret base sounds really intriguing. The pure heart of a young child can be so inspiring at times. That's not really what I meant by curious. And I think what I have to do right now... okay. I have to go into here. I'm pretty sure... Hello, Estelle, Joshua. What are you in the market for today? A new pair of shoes? You mention it. Are there any new ones in stock? Feel like the newest Stragas? Unbelievable, you've actually forgotten why we came in here to begin with. We're not here to shop. We're supposed to be buying a copy of Liberal News from Dad, right? Of course. You're always such a big collector of those shoes, haven't you, Estelle? I'm afraid that the new Stragas aren't out yet. Do, however, have some copies of the Liberal News if that's what you're after. Right, I'll take one copy then. It comes to 100 beer, please. No, Dad always buys a copy of the magazine. Does it really sell that well? Sure it does. The Liberal News is an excellent reporter on camera and would have done a great job reporting the latest and most reliable news. There's even supposed to be a running story related to Queen Felicia's birthday celebration. But enough about that. Tell me how you did today. Did you make it as bracers? Today was the last day of your training, wasn't it? Yep. Everything went smoothly, too. What do you know about that, Mr. Renan? In a certain sense, both you and Joshua are like celebrities here in Relent. I tend to hear a lot from customers coming through here. Shouldn't have expected anything less from Relent. The grapevine around here is seriously something to be reckoned with. No kidding, the women here especially love to gossip. One more thing before you go. This gift is my way of saying congratulations. A free sample item received my shipment of goods. Don't hold back the free part against me. What's it supposed to be for? A lot of blank pages. It's a recipe book, isn't it? You got it. You get hurt fighting and you just limit yourself to healing bulbs all the time. It's going to cut pretty deeply into your wallets. Where a recipe book comes into play. If you eat food to recover your strength instead, it's basically free. Assuming you have the ingredients anyway. So if you eat something new, write down what's in it, and you'll have lots of recipes in no time. Ooh, try this out. Go ahead and eat this cookie, Estelle. Got a maple cookie. Well, I've made it a personal rule to never turn down sweets. Basically, all you have to do is eat the food to learn the recipe. It's as simple as that. As you're traveling about, you should eat whatever food you come across, especially that's what's on the ground. That you haven't had an opportunity to try before. Just shove that right in your gullet.
You don't know what that is. Gotta eat it.
That sounds pretty convenient. It's not that I don't like cooking and all. It's just that I never seem to get any better. I'd love to be able to increase my repertoire and really shock my dad's taste bud for once in my life. That's the spirit. In passing, if you're in need of any ingredients, I'll be related to serve your cooking needs. Do they know how to solicit your customers, Mr. Renan? Thank you for your recipe book. Put it to good use. Okay, blah blah blah, I know. There's sit down to go meals, we got it, blah 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 blah. Okay. pretty sure if we go over to items. Yeah, we have all of them anyway. I have a shit ton of ingredients in it too, so it's not like we have to go out of our way to buy anything. Now the real question is, do I want to try to get the books or not? I have the first two already. But I have to keep an eye out for that stuff. Like, if I wanted to... pretty sure I can get the first book already here. He started audience in recent days, even Orlando was able to get a good selection of books. He said, I find myself compelled to buy a new one each time I head to the store. I get yelled at by my wife for getting so many, so maybe I should come back a little bit. I only got the first chapter of this novel, so if you want, I can give it to you. There's the first chapter of De Cornelia. I might do that. I might have to open up a guide, because some of them are very tricky to get. But I'll get them all and then kind of read them when I have every single piece. Still, Joshua, I'm glad I found you two. Oh, hi, Aina. Is something wrong? You seem in quite a hurry. We got ourselves a bit of a problem. Is your father at home today? Yes, he is. He said something about having to sort out the bunch of documents. What's going on? You know Luke and Pat, right? Sure we do. In fact, we just saw them not that long ago. Wrong. Sort of trouble? I don't know how to say this, but I heard from Uni that Luke and Pat ran off to the tower that lies in the northern outskirts of Roulette. You mean the Tower as Melis? The place is supposed to be a breeding ground for monsters? What they say. Fortunately, at the moment, Scheherazade is out on bracer business. I want to ask your father to bring the home safely. What are you talking about? There's no time for that. Joshua and I will go back and bring them back. I don't know if that's such a good idea. You two are only just qualified to be junior bracers today. With all due respect, I believe Estelle's judgment is correct in this situation. The two of us hurry, we may be able to catch the boys before they reach the tower. Understand, and I will take responsibility for whatever happens. An emergency request from the Bracer Guild asks you lose no time in bringing about the safe return of those children. After that, understood. The Asmelis Tower can be reached by taking the western path to the junction along the Malga Trail. You can get into the Malga Trail through Roland's northwest gate. Be on standby at the guild, so if you're running any trouble, you know where to find me. Our first real job. Come on, Joshua. You don't have time to lose. Right behind you. I'm actually probably going to call that there for now, though. We'll save that for next time. My throat is already hurting for talking so goddamn much. But should be done with the prologue on the next stream. And thanks very much for watching.